Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Alicia Couri. Alicia is a strategic talent problem solver and CEO and founder. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Alicia Couri. Alicia, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
I have the most amazing mentor and coach that has opened the door for me. Her name is Angelique Ruers. And at the time I was transitioning my business, I used to have a company doing on-site hair and makeup for my clients, red carpet events and that. And I was trying to transition into corporate. And she really helped me develop the platform that I have right now.
That's a great testimonial for your mentor. What are the top three mistakes to avoid?
So the top three things you should avoid. Number one is your limiting beliefs. Do not stop yourself because of what you can't believe for yourself. Another one is self-confidence. You know, there's no point in having imposter syndrome. And a third, I think the other thing you should avoid is not getting the help or the assistance that you need to go in the direction that you want to go. So being afraid to ask.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Oh my gosh, I have so many failure stories. So one of them that I have to say is years and years ago, I used to write screenplays. So I was very passionate about writing. And I had an opportunity to sit next to Gary Marshall at an awards dinner the entire night. So he and I were sitting next to each other, and he offered to read my screenplays and to help me and kind of mentor me. And I was so afraid to send him my work that I didn't. And 6 months later, I finally, I kept polishing it until finally 6 months I sent it to him, and it was sent right back to me because by then he forgot that we were sitting next to each other at dinner. So I learned from that mistake, do not let opportunities pass you by. Don't, take advantage of every opportunity. When someone offers, say yes, regardless of how much your knees are shaking, just say yes and step into it.
How did you recover from it?
How did I recover from it? Now, well, clearly I don't have a screenwriting career. So, what I'm saying is now when opportunities present themselves to me, I step into it and I no longer shy away from those big moments.
What are your top three success secrets that others can model from?
So one is to step out in audacious confidence, like to really understand yourself. And this is what I work with my clients with, is understanding who you are and what are your strengths. So that's one, stepping out in audacious confidence. Two, really understand your strengths. What are those strengths? I call them your tags, your talents, your assets, your gifts, and your skills. What are those things? Catalog them. And then the third thing is to get in rooms that you're intimidated by. And when I say intimidate, I mean get around people that are doing bigger things than you are, so you can learn from them. So those would be my three things.
We are about to get into lightning round. That means quick question, a quick answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
What are you grateful for today?
Health. My health.
How young are you?
51 and almost 52 in a few weeks.
Oh my God. So Alicia, you are not 52. You are 18 years old with 34 years experience.
Exactly.
What you want to do when you grow up?
The best me that I can possibly be.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
I smile and I step into it. I just look for the opportunity in a challenge.
How do you start your day?
I start my day with prayer, and then I go for a 7-minute run.
What is the advice you will give to a younger yourself?
Stop being so afraid.
Once you have a revenue-generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
I've learned that I can never convince my significant other of anything, so I don't even try.
What is the impactful business book you have read, and what did you learn from it? I understand that you have multiple books. Go with the first one, please.
Okay, so this one I was recently, and it's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. And it really helped me understand that the things that you do, there's a methodology and there's science behind what you do to really enroll people into how you want to influence them. And it's not manipulation. It's really how do you best support and give people the information to benefit them. So there's a lot of psychology behind it that I knew I did it, but I didn't understand how it was impacting others. So that was a great book.
Let's go with the second one.
So another one is by David Nagel. It's called The Millions Within, and he really helps you open up your mind and get rid of those limiting beliefs and understand where they're coming from your childhood and how to overcome those things. So I love this book.
I understand that you are author of 2 books. Go with the first one. What's the book about, and why someone should read it? What will they learn?
Okay, so this one is called Your Signature Style, Unlocking the Confidence, Style, and Influence of the Savvy CEO. And it kind of goes through my story of having no confidence or very low confidence and self-worth to really how I gained my own confidence. And because I was doing, like I said before, I was a beauty professional. I also studied fashion, so I was a stylist. So I give you some tips on beauty and style, how to dress and everything like that. But it's really about how do you really become confident in yourself.
And let's go with the second one.
And the second one is called Age with Audacious Confidence, 21 plus tips to look and feel younger. Because I kept getting that question, how do you look so young? What do you do? So I came up with 21 tips. And then I had a few other women that look phenomenal for their age give me a few of their tips.
Why being impactful is important to you?
Because I think that's why I was put here on this earth, to impact other people and really help them step into and live the best version of themselves that they can possibly live.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
I did mention her before, Angelique Ruers, and she is just brilliant. And I love just hearing from her because I expand every time I hear anything from her.
Mm-hmm. Is it okay if I ask you to make an introduction to her? So I'd like to interview her on the show.
Yes, I can make an introduction to you for her.
What do you want to be remembered for?
My heart, that I love people genuinely.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is anyone in mid-market that is really struggling with either hiring the right people or that their teams aren't being very effective, and they want to improve the synergy of their team, make sure people are in the right role, doing the right things, and being productive. And also if they need help with the leadership development, if they want to promote people, but they need those soft skills and they need to understand how to lead better, lead teams better. So that's where I would say my ideal client would be.
How can we support you?
So AliciaCouri.com. I would actually love for you to go to Alicia360.com if you're able to. And all my social media platforms are on that site, and you can just connect with me, engage with me, interact with me. That's like, I would love that support because I have a lot of other projects other than my business that are coming out. I have a podcast, I have a web show, I'm an actor, I have 2 movies we're filming right now coming out. So if you can engage with me that way, then you can show your support for those other projects that I'm involved in.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have your few words about today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
It was very on point. So like the questions, everything flowed exactly the way you mentioned it on your pre-video. So like you really prepare your guests for how this show is going to be, and it runs exactly that way.
What would you say as a final word?
I would say to live your life with audacious confidence. And audacious confidence is that unshakable belief in yourself that you step out, you dare to step out, and despite your feelings, fears, or failures, to go after your dreams without limits.
Thank you so much, Alicia, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.